pulling the rope to drag the animals forward as people kept being allowed entry into the town. Ayaka thought about what Mizuki said. She tried to not think about how much stronger the monsters outside the underground city were compared to the ones they fought against. In addition to that, there was also the question of whether the weapons they used, which seemed far weaker than what they expected them to be, were actually stronger than the typical weapons available to people not inside of the shelters. While deep in thought, she also caught the conversations of the other adventurers. What attracted her attention was how none of them talked about the world that she knew outside of the underground city. Instead, the things they talked about was stuff typical for people who lived inside the world inside of the simulation. I don't think any of these adventurers are people in the real world, Ayaka voiced in her mind. So, then the question is, what type of weapon will we need in order to survive out in the world? Kawa and the others continued on the discussion, while Ayaka was thinking about other matters. They were quiet upon hearing Kawa's question. It was hard to determine what they needed. Not only did they lack any experience with the monsters directly, but there was also the question of whether the monsters inside the simulation would be equivalent to what they'd have to deal with outside of the underground city. While they thought, they slowly reached the gate. Looks like the four of you were able to gather plenty of monsters to sell back to the guild? One of the guards asked, grinning at them. Ayaka was pulled out from isolated thoughts, startled that they had reached the gate already. Grinning, Tanaka said, "We were hunting horned rabbits when these wolves attacked us." The guard whistled in amazement at Tanaka's words. Looking around, he spotted some of the other guards that were free. He waved at them to signal for them to come over. Seeing other guards coming over towards them, Ayaka was alarmed. We have our bracelets." She raised the bracelet for the guard to see. Waving his hand, the guard said, "Don't worry, we don't suspect you of not being adventurers." He smiled understandingly. When the other guards approached their group, they saw the pack of wolves. "What's up? Is there anything suspicious about the night wolves?" A female guard had a confused expression, not understanding why they were called over. Laughing, the guard that called him over said, "From what I remember earlier, these adventurers were on the job to hunt horned rabbits. But look at what they brought." The female guard's eyebrows drew closer in even deeper confusion. "Did you guys kill these night wolves?" Seeing the reaction from the guards, Kawa hesitatingly said, "While we were hunting for horned rabbits, we were thinking about coming back to town in order to trade them for sacks at the guild. You know, like everyone else. But then these monsters attacked us out of nowhere." "Is there something wrong?" Tanaka asked. She looked apprehensive, but she made sure not to reach for her gauntlets. It was clear that she didn't want to make the guards on alert. Sighing, the female guard that asked them said, "Well, the strange part is that new adventurers were able to fight off night wolves. On top of that, these things normally don't come out to hunt until well after the sun goes down." The mention of the strange behavior of the monsters made the group on edge. Ayaka looked at the wolves, thinking how if what the guard said was true, then it would indeed be strange for them to show up with such monsters. Not only were they at the level that make it unlikely to be successful at fighting off the creatures, but the things shouldn't have attacked them in the first place.